So I'm Nate Blair, and the SAM team and I would like to welcome you to the third SAM virtual conference. We've had great success over several years with these, getting together a variety of SAM users, really great presentations, and I think this year we're very excited about the content that we have to come today. We've got a number of SAM team staff here, and Paul Gilman is running the GoToMeeting. Many of you know him through SAM support. And so let's get going. Next slide, please. Great. So I'm going to cover three things quickly. We're going to review the agenda of the content today, and then talk about the new SAM release and where SAM is headed. Okay, next slide. Thank you. So I want to just kind of highlight the areas of presentations today, and again, I will do this several times, but thank the speakers. Doing a quick introduction this morning. After that, we're going to have special topics, so things that didn't fall easily into other categories, but we felt were really exciting uses of SAM. Then we'll take a short break, then come back for system design and optimization, PV for complex rooftops, etc. Then we'll have a lunch break, and again, these are all mountain times that you see on the right here, so you're going to have to adjust that to whatever your local time is. Next slide. And then after lunch, we come back. We have several presentations on concentrating solar power modeling, another short break, and then application of SAM for large-scale analysis. And so that emphasizes things like scripting and other capabilities in SAM. And so we're really excited about all of these presentations. We're really happy, and none of the speakers here are paid, but we're very excited that they're willing to contribute their research to the greater use by the SAM community. Next slide. New release. So we just released before the American holiday, the 4th of July, a new version of SAM. It's got several new key models, and the PV with battery energy storage is probably the largest and most involved change to the SAM model. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the other ramifications of that model in a second. Next, third-party lease or PPA financing for distributed systems. At least in the U.S. market, this is a significant amount of how distributed systems are financed. And we here at NREL and other organizations have been doing analysis around third-party owned systems and will continue to do so. And this allows the user to effectively put in, here's the quote I'm getting from a third-party owner, and let's do some analysis around that quote. Let's look at differences in inflation rates and discount rates and see how that affects the present value of that decision to accept that quote or not. And then lastly, a simple LCOE calculator has been added as another financial mechanism, and we can talk more about that in a second. Next slide, please. So this is a little hard to read, but it covers some of the key things, and I'm just going to highlight a couple of them. All of these notes and details are available on the SAM website in the release notes for the new version, so you can go there. I think what we want to highlight is, again, that we've added a battery model for PV systems, distributed PV systems specifically. We are asking for additional funds to extend that more to utility scale systems in the future. But this also involves, if you look at the third bullet down, a new lifetime analysis mode. So instead of running 1 year and then looking at degradation on top of that or other things in the cash flow models, we actually allow you now to run all 30 or 25 years of your analysis because you've got batteries degrading, you've got modules degrading, you've got battery replacements, you've got a number of things you want to look at. So the lifetime analysis feature is really exciting. And then looking at different kinds of losses. Losses have been improved. I think the very last one added a model for predicting energy loss due to snowfall in the PV system. Severin Ryberg from the SAM team is going to be presenting on that later this morning, and I think that's a really new, exciting new addition to the SAM library, particularly as costs of PV continue to come down, making it cost-effective in areas where there's significant levels of snowfall. Modeling to date has not really captured that snowfall activity effectively, and this is our foray into trying to assess the impact of snow on these systems. Next slide. We've worked a lot actually on PPA financial models, and you'll see that for those of you working in detail in the cash flow models, there's a number of things around debt that we've addressed, and you can go into more detail on that. We've spent a lot of time with this release working on net metering. Net metering, at least in the U.S., is a very big issue, and how to address it. The complexity is that various states and various utilities in the U.S. address it differently, and so we've taken yet another crack at handling net metering, which one might think in abstract is easy to do, but in reality is complex and really can shift your answers in terms of cost effectiveness of your system. And then lastly, the new financial models. I've spoken to those already. I think the simple LCOE calculator uses a simple fixed charge rate method. Here at NREL and other places, the fixed charge rate method is a simple method that's easy to understand, very consistent, so it's easier to compare across technologies, both in SAM and between SAM and other analyses. And so I think it's mostly useful in those situations where you're comparing to other LCOE numbers that were derived using a fixed charge rate system. It simplifies things so you lose some of the complex financial impacts that are available in the cash flow models. Next slide, please. We also wanted to take a moment to look ahead, and we have submitted a variety of proposals to the Department of Energy that are in process for being approved in part or in whole. And I don't have time to go through all of these, but you know, there's typical things like ongoing support of the SAM user community. We want to do additional development in the battery model involving other chemistries. We want to do more transient behavior, more short time step things. We're moving in the direction of supporting distributed grid modeling writ large by providing really more detailed, better PV profiles for those kinds of modeling activities. And we also want to continue to improve and enhance the software development kit in SAM, the scripting in SAM. You can pick it up now. We've written documentation, but it's still a bit of a heavy lift on the user side. We want to kind of streamline that. Enhance CSP technologies and automatic battery dispatch storage algorithms. Right now, you put in the dispatch algorithm or the dispatch schedule yourself. We want to automate that and optimize the dispatch. Next slide. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you very much. We will be continuing. We'll be online all day. Please join for the parts that are of interest to you, or everyone is welcome to stay on for the day. I'm going to turn it over to Severin Ryberg, who is going to be introducing each of the speakers in turn and announcing the breaks and those sorts of things. But there's a number of us here at NREL that are excited about these presentations, so let's dive right in.